Very intricate, though. She'll do a half turn onto the board, then half turn again onto the horse. 1.5 twist, and gets her feet down.
And you know what's amazing to me, Tim? That's one of the highest start values in the meet. It's a 9.9. Crazy.
And every time you see her on the vault, you will remember the day the vault was the wrong height in the Olympic Games in Sydney, and she elected not to vault again. Svetlana Khorkina with a 9.475. But the Russians have so much to overcome. Now to China, Fan Ye. And the Chinese team has already put up a very good score here on the uneven bars.
You know, they're capable of huge scores. They are by far the best in the world on this event. Again, here at the World Championships, a very young team.
Incredibly difficult elements done so well. Beautiful full spin on one arm.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Again.
Not fair.
Another huge fall, 0.5 of a point, right off the bat on a skill. Well, for most people, I should say for most people, not a difficult skill, a transition from the low to high bar, but the Chinese athletes, frankly, they are so tiny that going from one bar to the other is one of their greatest challenges.
That's a real shame. She scored 9.612 in the preliminary.
The Chinese team had a 9.087 that they had to keep in the first rotation. Their first score here on the uneven bars was a 9.587. The prosperity didn't last long. This low score will bring everybody back down to earth, and they're getting set to absorb their second low score of the competition.
I had thought that if China was able to hit 3 clean bar routines and 3 clean beam routines, they might be the ones to beat. But when you can't grab the bar and keep on swinging, it doesn't happen that way.
A 9.025. Now Lin Li.
I tell you, I saw this girl in training the first day. Somebody came up to me and said, Tim, you got to check her out. She is incredible. She is a trendsetter. She is so far ahead of the rest of the world on this event. A remarkable story. She was actually brought onto the national team, then sent home because they didn't like her body type. But watch these.
Look at the
full
speed.
Spins.
Right to handstand.
And a huge Jaeger. I can't believe it. Again.
But a smart cover-up.
Another mistake. She had a little bit of a problem with that in warm-ups earlier. She was supposed to go past the handstand.
She's smiling, but it's not up to the standard that you said, at least from what you've seen.
No, well, she's going to get a very good score, but it could have been in the 9.7, possibly close to 9.8 range. Nobody wants it.
You know, all these Chinese bar routines are out of a 10.0 start value.
It all starts with this release skill, little bit of style, slaps her legs, creates some sound, a little bit of drama. Beautiful hack salto transition to the low bar.
But
now
this is where she ran into trouble.
Supposed to cast and go past the handstand there. Doesn't have enough energy to get over. But as Elfie said, a very quick thinking gymnast covers up, but it's still a deduction. That's a shame.
A 9.450 for Lin Li. Now, one would think this patchwork team of the United States would be susceptible to a major mistake, the likes of which has befallen the other countries. When we come back, Team USA on the uneven bars. We're back in Anaheim, California at the World Championships of Gymnastics, where some of the best nations in the world have been licking their wounds. For the United States, that came earlier in the week. Now, with the nations of Russia, China, Spain making major mistakes, it is a chance for a team like Ukraine to do well in these World Championships. Let's watch the performance of Irina Krasinska. And Tim, this is a team that is going to absorb an 8.6 on the uneven bars. But if you can somehow balance that out, now to me it seems with a 9.6 or maybe a high 9.5, you can overcome that.
Well, yeah, the way things have been going, every top team except for the Americans so far, has had a major deduction, a major fall. So like you said, yeah, take an 8-6, maybe grab a 9-6 and another big score, and you're right in there.
So the score for Ukraine was a 9.562. Today, that's a huge score.
Yeah, there's no way, if you had asked all the gymnastics experts across the world if they thought that the team finals would have this many mistakes from the top teams, they'd have said no way.
Now you turn to Peggy Liddick, the head coach of Team Australia. The transplanted American was so disappointed with the lack of her team's ability to win a medal on home soil in Sydney. But one of the highlights of the Sydney Olympics was Alana Slater. And one of the highlights today in these World Championships was the red-haired Alana Slater.
Peggy's goal here at the World Championships was just simply to qualify to the Olympic Games, and they felt a little bit of the pain. Like the Americans, they lost their top all-around gymnast and potential for some much higher scores.
Lisa Skinner out with an injury similar to the Americans.
Slater on that vault got a 9.225. Now we're back to what's at hand for the United States and the story of 15-year-old Chelsea Memmel. She certainly made a lot of national news and newspapers across the country because of that last-minute phone call that puts her in the World Championships with her team so much in need.